Alright, welcome back to Algebra Help. We're going to graph and shade systems here. So what that means is we're going to have two linear graphs on one graph shading in multiple colors. So let's try this. Y is greater than or equal to 2/3 x minus 4. And with that we'll graph y is less than 2x plus 3. Now, we still have to go through all the steps of graphing and shading both of these equations, but we're going to do it on one axis. So our first step always is to find our slope and intercept. Our slope here, because these are both in y equal mx plus b form. Notice they're both in y equal mx plus b form. Is to notice the slope. The slope on this first equation, m equals to 2/3. And our b is -4, which is the point 0, -4 on the graph. On our second line, we have an m of 2, which we could say is 2/1. When we have a constant, we can put it over 1 for our rise and run. And our b is +3, which is the point 0.03. Are you staying with me? All right, now we have to graph. So I'm going to draw my graphing system here. I'm using my little ruler, protractor here. So I'm going to graph my x and y axis here. Try to draw this as straight and neat as you can when you're doing it at home. Don't just freehand this, we want it neater. And which axis is this? This is my y-axis. And this is my x-axis. So let's do our first line in red over here. We'll call this one line A, and we're doing it in red. And we're going to start at B, the point 0, -4. So we're down 1, 2, 3, 4, and we put a dot. That's 0, -4. That's our starting point. Our slope is 2/3. Rise of 2 up 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do one more. Up 2 over 1, 2, 3. And that should be enough. Now we have to identify this symbol. Is that going to be a dashed or solid line? And these symbols, as we know, are solid lines. So we're going to draw a solid line there in red. So let me move the paper and then I'll put it back for you. Here's my solid line through those 3 points. And now we have to identify which way to shade. Now looking at this is in y equal mx plus b form, so we can use the right up, left down system. And look at our symbol. Our symbol here is pointing to the right. Points to the right. So if it points right, we shade up. So pointing right with our arrow means shade up. And let's use orange for that one. So we're going to shade up, orange. Now obviously the shading goes on forever. It goes up even higher than I've shaded it. You could shade it way up here. So the answer to that line is the line included in everything shaded above, forever. Okay, let me find another color here. Let's go with green. I don't know if green is going to show up. Let's get purple out too, just in case. So for the second line, we're going to start at the point B, which is 3, +3, up 1, 2, 3. Can you see that's purple or not? It looks kind of like blue. And my slope from there is +2, correct? +2, so that would be up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Now, notice here that when we draw this line, and this is my purple, it's not going to be a solid line because this symbol is a dashed line. So I'm going to try to go straight as I can here, dashed line. Dashed line, dashed line, dashed line, dashed line, dashed line. Extend this down a little bit, dashed line. And I'm going to go back and extend my red one here too, because we need to see where these lines cross. Okay, so here's this, and I'm going to extend, since I extended my red line, I'm going to extend my red shading here. That would be over here too. Okay, now, here's the issue. We have our dashed line here in purple. You following me, or am I going too fast? We have my dashed line in purple. So this one's purple. I don't know if you can quite see that. And I'm going to shade that in my light green pen here. And which way do I shade? Which way is my arrow pointing? It's pointing left. So I shade down. So I'm going to shade this way. So this color is coming from that line going down. Now the real question is, where on earth are they both shaded? Where are they both shaded? And we'll use some light blue for that. We can see here in the center the answer to our problem is right in here, this triangular area. So let's do this in blue. So this is the area between the two lines. It's shaded both the yellow and the orange, and that's my answer. So what you'll need in class, you'll need three colors. The light yellow here, light green, is coming this way from our purple line. The orange going this way from our red line. The blue is the answer. Alright, I hope that helps you. Graph and shade linear systems.